everyone, here we will present about ethical issues facing public relations. First of all, I will introduce my group. I'm Siti Rahma and the other member of group is Nesia Estavania and Gita Rosa. So let's move to the content. So the first is taking one-side approach to the measurement of public relations. To ensure the success and maximize the return on investment of a public relation campaign, it is crucial to maintain objectivity when evaluating and reporting the result of your PR campaigns. This approach allows for clear and accurate assessment of the overall situation. And this is case study. In 2018, Facebook faced an ethical dilemma when it was revealed that they had inflated the metric for their video advertising platform, leading advertisers to believe that their videos were performing better than they actually were. Facebook's one-sided approach to measuring the effectiveness of video ads misled advertisers, resulting in misallocated research and misleading reporting. And the second is counseling the leaders. The practitioner has a responsibility to not only bring to the attention of the leaders the impending ethical breach that they are about to do, but also to bring up the question of how the press and the general public will evaluate the decision. And this is the case study. In 2019, Boeing faced an ethical challenge when it was discovered that the company had knowledge of safety issues with its 737 MAX aircraft but did not disclose this information to the public or regulator. This decision put profit and reputation ahead of safety and demonstrates the ethical dilemma faced by PR practitioners in advising leaders when their actions go against the company's ideals and ethical standards. And the third is providing information that is accurate. The PR practitioner should express the truth and stress the owner's commitment to not only replace the goods but also establish a safer warehouse. In this manner, the truth has the potential to be motivating and to create trust in the organization. And this is the case study. In 2010, BP faced a major ethical crisis when the Deepwater Horizon oil rig exploded, resulting in the largest marine oil spill in history. During the crisis, BP initially downplayed the seriousness of the situation and underestimated the amount of oil leaking into the Gulf of Mexico. The inaccurate respiration of the situation damaged public trust and raised questions about the company's commitment to transparency and accurate reporting. And the next point is disclosing private and confidential customer information. At no point during the design or measurement stage of your public relation campaigns should you ever reveal any of this information to a third party. It is unethical to share the private information of your customers, which will most likely result in a loss of their confidence. And this is the case study. In 2018, Facebook faced significant ethical issues when it was revealed that the personal data of millions of its users had been improperly harvested by the political consulting firm Cambridge Analytica. Facebook's failure to adequately protect user data and disclose the unauthorized access raised concern about the ethical responsibility of PR practitioners in safeguarding and respecting the privacy of customers. And the next is distinguished co-sponsor. It is the ethical responsibility of the practitioners to disclose not just the involvement of her client but also the involvement of any additional sponsor. And this is the case study. In 2019, Nike faced ethical consideration when it was revealed that one of their sponsored athletes were involved in doping scandals. Nike had to navigate the ethical dilemma of disclosing not only their involvement as a sponsor but also the involvement of the athletes and their association with performance enhancing drugs. Transparency and disclosure were crucial in managing the reputational impact of the scandal.
Alright, so next is privacy as an ethical issue. Privacy is an ethical issue because it affects how people relate to each other in their everyday lives, what they share with others about themselves, and what information about them is shared with third parties like governments. So we found case study in 2018 about Facebook faced intense scrutiny and ethical concerns following the Cambridge Analytica scandal, where personal data user was harvested without consent for political purposes. This incident highlighted the ethical implications of privacy breaches and the responsibility of PR practitioners in ensuring the protection of user privacy while representing their clients. And next about deception and honesty. Deception is essentially lying or misleading someone into believing something that is not true. While deception can be used for good things like getting funding for your business or helping other people out, like by giving them advice, and there are times when deception is used purely for personal gain or harm, and these instances can be especially dangerous. So we found examples in 2015. Volkswagen faced a major ethical crisis when it was revealed that they had installed software in their diesel vehicles to manipulate emissions tests, and the company intentionally deceived regulators and consumers by leading to a significant loss of public trust. This case highlights the ethical dilemma faced by PR practitioners when clients engage in deception practices, and also the responsibility to uphold honesty and also transparency. And then it's about confidentiality and anonymity. Involve safeguarding sensitive information and respecting the privacy of individuals that involved in PR activities, such as protecting confidential client data and also preserving the anonymity of sources. So we found examples in 2013, Edward Snowden, a former contractor for the National Security Agency, also known as NSA, leaked classified documents revealing by the extent of mass surveillance programs conducted by the US. So the case raised ethical questions about confidentiality and also anonymity for PR practitioners who may come across sensitive information and need to decide whether to disclose it in the interests of public welfare or to uphold confidentiality obligations. And the last is accountability, competition, and organizational transparency. This is the key ethical consideration in PR, involving responsible actions, fair practices, and also open communication to build trust and credibility with stakeholders. So, for example, in 2018, Wells Fargo faced an ethical crisis when it was revealed that the company had opened millions of unauthorized bank and credit card accounts for customers without their knowledge. So this scandal highlighted a lack of organizational transparency, accountability, and ethical considerations in pursuit of aggressive sales target. So the PR practitioners face the challenge of rebuilding trust, transparency, and also accountability in the aftermath of the case. So over this kind of ethical issue and example itself, we choose the privacy as an ethical issue. This case revolves around the 2018 Cambridge Analytica scandal, which subjected Facebook to intense scrutiny and ethical issues. This scandal involved harvesting private user data without permission for political purposes. The company also creating significant privacy concerns. So this incident highlights the ethical responsibility of PR practitioners to protect user privacy while effectively representing their clients. And this case underscores the importance of ethical considerations and the need for PR professionals to prioritize privacy protections in their practice.
Alright, so here are some key pieces of information and sources that validate this. The first one from the article the New York Times and the Observer's published revealing the Cambridge Analytica scandal. This article set light on how the political consulting firm Cambridge Analytica harvested personal user data from Facebook without proper consent for political advertising purposes. And then the second, Facebook also gave the testimony and apologized. In the aftermath of the scandal, Facebook executive testified before Congress and publicly apologized for the breach of user trust. And then Facebook also did investigations and regulatory actions. The Cambridge Analytica scandal prompted investigation by various government and regulatory bodies worldwide, further highlighting the seriousness of the issue. Through United States Federal Trade Commission and also UK Information Commissioner's Office. In response to the Cambridge Analytica scandal and the ethical concerns it raised, Facebook took several steps to address the issue and enhance user privacy. This action aimed to restore and mitigate the risks associated with the data breaches. So here are some of the solutions Facebook implemented. The first one, data access restriction. Here, to prevent third-party application from collecting excessive user data, Facebook tightened its policies and access controls. And then Facebook also conducted a thorough audit of third-party application and suspended those found to be violating its policies. Facebook also made efforts to improve transparency regarding user data usage. They introduced a privacy settings overhaul, making it easier for users to understand and control the data they share with applications and advertisers. Facebook also introduced more explicit consent mechanism to ensure users understood how their data would be used and who would have access to it. Instead of consent and permissions, Facebook also engaged with independent third-party editors to assess its privacy practice and identify areas for improvement. And also, Facebook invested in strengthening its security infrastructure, employing advanced technologies to detect and prevent unauthorized access to user data. And then Facebook also did ethical consideration. Facebook acknowledged the need for ethical consideration in its practices and policies. They established an internal Ethics Board to review and advise on privacy-related decisions. And last but not least, of course, Facebook improved its communication efforts to keep users informed about privacy-related updates and initiatives. In response to concerns about false news and election integrity, Facebook published policy manager Karim Polan expressed that the company shared those concerns and has made a significant contribution to investigation. So yeah, that's all from us about the ethical issues by public relations and also the examples about the case study by Facebook and how Facebook overcome that problems. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.